Eggless brown butter chocolate chip cookies with crispy golden edges, soft centers, and perfectly melted chocolate inside. The brown butter gives these cookies that rich bakery-style flavor, and they stay thick and soft even without eggs. Let's make them. Start by adding butter to a saucepan over medium heat. As it melts, the butter will start bubbling and foaming. Keep stirring so those little milk solids toast evenly. At first, it just smells buttery, but after a few minutes, you will notice that warm, caramel-like smell starting to come through, and that's when you know the flavor is developing. After a few minutes, the butter turns golden with brown bits at the bottom. That's what gives these cookies that deep caramel-like flavor. And honestly, your kitchen already smells amazing at this point. Now let the butter cool for about 15 to 20 minutes. Take about 80% dark chocolate, roughly chopped dark chocolate of your choice. I'm using 75% dark chocolate. You can use about 50% or 80%, whatever you like. Once chopped, keep it aside for later. Once it cools slightly, add the brown sugar and granulated sugar. Whisk until smooth and glossy. The mixture should look creamy and almost like soft caramel at this stage. Now pour in the milk and vanilla extract. Whisk again until creamy and well combined. In another bowl, sift the flour. You can use all-purpose flour, whole wheat flour, any flour of your choice. Then also sift cornstarch, baking soda, baking powder, and some salt. The cornstarch is totally optional, but it keeps the center soft while the edges get perfectly crispy. Now slowly add the wet mixture to the dry ingredients. Mix until just the flour disappears. Try not to overmix the dough here. Now fold in the chocolate. For the first version, I'm using half chocolate chips and half chopped dark chocolate. I really love this combination because the chocolate chips hold their shape while the chopped chocolate melts into the little chocolate pools throughout the cookies. That gives them that really bakery style look and texture. You get little melted chocolate pockets throughout the cookies, and honestly, that's my favorite part. I also wanted to show you another version using only dark chocolate. If you don't want to use two kinds of chocolate, you can absolutely make them with just chocolate chips too. Both versions turn out delicious, so you can use whichever you prefer. The dough will look soft right now, and that's completely normal. The hardest part was waiting for them to cool before breaking one open. Cover the dough with plastic wrap and chill for at least 1 hour. Chilling also helps the cookie hold their shape better while baking, so they stay thick instead of spreading too much. If you chill it overnight, the flavor gets even better and the cookies bake up extra thick. Once chilled, scoop the dough into large cookie portions. I made 9 big cookies, so they came out really thick and chunky. If you want thinner cookies, you can make 12 instead or gently press the dough balls before baking. Now place them onto a parchment-lined baking tray. Make sure to leave some space between each cookie. The cookies will spread a little while baking, so giving them enough room helps them bake evenly. Add a few extra chocolate chunks on top. That little step makes the cookies look so much prettier after baking. These genuinely taste like bakery cookies. The edges have that light crisp on bite, the center stays soft, and every bite has warm melted chocolate. And the brown butter adds so much flavor without making the recipe complicated. Bake at 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 175 degrees Celsius for about 11 to 14 minutes. The edges should look slightly golden while the center still looks soft. That's exactly what you want. These cookies continue setting as they cool. So even if they look slightly underbaked in the center right out of the oven, don't worry. That soft center is what keeps them chewy after cooling. Right out of the oven, they will look very soft in the middle, but after cooling, the edges turn crisp while the center stays soft and chewy. If you like that sweet and salty combo, sprinkle a little flaky sea salt on top while they are still warm. And this is the best part. Look at that texture. Warm melted chocolate, crisp edges, soft centers, and that rich brown butter flavor in every bite. Let the cookies cool completely before storing them in an airtight container. And if you warm one up before eating, the chocolate gets perfectly melty again. They are especially good with coffee, tea, or a cold glass of milk. If you enjoyed this recipe, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my Ginger Garlic Kitchen channel for more easy homemade desserts and eggless baking recipes. And if you try these cookies, let me know in the comments. I would love to hear which chocolate version you like better. Thanks for watching. Happy cooking. See you next time.